Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I am Eduardo. Welcome to this web conference. This web conference is very important because today we are going to talk about the teachers in the past. Today is a very special day. Well, I will give the welcome to our classmates today. Hi, Jason. How are you today? How do you feel?
I am fine this moment. Thank you.
Okay. Are you ready for the web conference? Yes or not?
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. That's good to know. And the girl of the class in the classroom today, Majesty. How are you today? How do you feel?
Hi, Eduardo. Hi, Jason. I'm fine.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming to this web conference. Well, the topic that we are going to talk about in this web conference, well, the name of the activities is Teaching Journeys, is a task 4, as I told you before, is English course is number 3. And the topics of the day are these ones. Number 1, which teachers were strong in certain skills or methods? The question number 2, any common or different approaches between teachers, and the number 3, lessons learned about effective teaching strategies, and the number 4, at the end of the meeting we are going to propose a didactic teaching method for learning a second language, okay, that is suitable in the class. Okay, let's start this conference. Well, I will start with my teacher. Well, in my case, I didn't have a lot of English teachers. I had several teachers, but well, I will talk about a special teacher that I had. His name is, because he still lives here, his name is Freddy Cardenas. He was a teacher I had in an English course. He used to explain his concepts in a very clear and easy way. He used a vocabulary that was easy for us to understand. He used cases of real life to explain and transmit his ideas. If it was a very important grammar topic, he did whatever he could so that students got the idea better. He used to ask us if we knew the topic before starting, if we had knowledge of the topic. That was good because sometimes some student knew the topic that he was going to explain. Okay, now let's continue with this conference. He had the best classroom management skills. He created a very positive learning environment where respect was so important. Yes, he promoted pair work and group work as a strategy. He wanted everyone to participate. He used to give a list of expressions in English at the beginning of his course, so people had to speak English during the class. Yes, I still remember those lists that he used to give to us. For example, expressions like, for example, how do you say something in English? What is the meaning of this? May I go to the bathroom? I don't understand this. You know, these expressions were very useful because students had to use English in the classroom, okay? But if the teacher saw that we were speaking Spanish, he said that we had to put money in a piggy bank, okay? Next, let's continue with this conference. He used a DVD player to play the audio, okay, exposing students to different voices, accents, and with these presentations we could understand faster he was very creative in terms of teaching. Okay, he used himself to record our voices to listen later. So that was that strategy, because when we listen to our voices we could correct any mistake that we had later. Okay, the best part was when he used to show us videos to talk about them. He asked questions about the videos. Okay, so if we had understood the ideas of the videos. Okay, I think I like this part also a lot. Also, we had a listening lab in the institute to practice this skill, and we had that session each Wednesday. Okay, next, let's continue showing this. Well, he wanted everyone to participate in the role plays. Role plays were so important, and they were a safe and alternative space for us. So, okay, he created an atmosphere of confidence. Confidence was crucial for our learning process. We could speak more and not be afraid of making mistakes. Okay, he used to say that you can do it. He used to say this expression to us. Okay, you can do it. You must do it. You have to do it. These expressions were encouraging and motivating. We believed in this philosophy, okay? Also, another thing that was, he used to say that mistakes were part of the process. So we say, okay, don't worry if you make mistakes, okay? Let's continue talking about this. There was a positive impact on most students. We wanted to participate more in the activities. These activities made us feel involved and contribute to our learning process. We were more motivated. We felt safe on the course. That positive learning environment and engaging activities made the learning process more enjoyable. We improved our speaking skills. We were more fluent. There was a more positive attitude to our learning. Well, I still remember teacher Freddy Cardenas. I still remember him in terms of teaching, speaking. For example, he used a lot of discussions, presentation, questions, answers, and questions, and everything. Okay, when he was going to teach us writing, for example, about we had to write about our routine, about our weekend, about our vacation. He used to also dictate. He used to make a lot of dictation to us. And reading, for example, he used to give us a lot of readings. We had to read about different topics, okay, especially about American culture. And listening. Well, okay, we used to listen a lot of CDs, you know, and respond to specific questions and everything. I still remember teacher Freddy for the positive influence that he had on most of his students. Okay, now let's listen to our classmate Jason. Jason is going to talk about his teacher. Okay, hi Jason, welcome to this web conference. Okay, it's your turn.
Okay. Teaching journey reflection. Teacher Ricardo Palacios explains and communicates concepts using the inductive method, in which he used a varied examples to connect students with grammatical rulers and communication segments that focus on grammar. Classroom management techniques. The technique that teacher Ricardo used is to divide the class in the group so that each activity has a time of grade that 10 minutes, and students is more motivated to complete, and that's because it is short. Since the task is long, it can cause the student to get bored. Use of technology and teaching materials. Teacher Ricardo used technology in virtual classes with a tool such as cell phones to review topics, theory, examples, and forms of communication. Students' involvement and motivation. To motivate students, the teacher conceptualizes the English language with everyday life situations through communicate, approach, and daily activities that the students carry out without presenting isolated examples as traditional methods focusing on English and specific needs of students. Impact it had on student participation, on learning. The impact is that students were very interested in learning because the topic that interested them were becoming clearer in class using the language, and this way they become interested in the language using an example, their hobbies, profession, interests, favorite subjects.
Okay, thank you so much, our classmate Jason, for talking about his teacher. Now it's time for us to listen our classmate Majessica Sierra. Hi Majessi, here is your time.
Thank you. Teacher María Alejandra, rules and homework. The teacher was sometimes strict in often. Time note, she was very responsible and very honest with her students. We always had to complete the tasks. Creativity and thinking. Yes, I always demand order in our network and a lot of creativity when present a project or an activity. His teaching style. She was passionate about English. In fact, she found to make us feel the love for into both tasks and personal decision. Strength. The presentation, word, role playing. Su vocabulary gains assessment here of her teaching was and will be important for my work in the English language. Weaknesses. I think there was enough time to continue learning, and even amid her explanation, there were still many impacts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much to our classmate Majesty for talking to us about her teacher Mayra Alejandra. Okay, now let's move to the next part of our presentation. Well, we're going to discuss these three points. Okay, which teachers were strong in some methods? Okay, well, teacher Jason, can you read your part?
Okay. Okay. Teacher Ricardo Palacios was good at Teacher Ricardo Palacios was good at creating interesting activities.
Teacher Mayra Alejandra was strong using her communication skill.
Okay, well, any common or different approaches between the two similar approaches when teaching and learned about effective teaching and strategy. The three students that are here in the meeting will learn from them a lot, especially that we must keep on studying because the process doesn't stop. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, now to move to the next part of our meeting. Well, the part of the activity is that as a group, we have to conclude the meeting proposing an innovative didactic teaching method for learning a second English suitable in class. Well, the method that we are going to propose is this one: audiovisual oral communicative. I like this method. I'm going to explain you the main concepts of this method. The methodology is a dynamic approach to teaching and learning English that stimulates a natural language acquisition, prioritizing exposure, interaction, and oral communication. Okay, let's move to the part. I'm going to read the fundamental pillars of this one. This is the only language spoken in the classroom. Yes, I think this is important because students and teachers have to communicate just in English during the classroom. Okay. The second environment is created. English is necessary for communication. Yes, students have to use English in order to communicate. Extensive use of audiovisual sources, for example, like video, audio, images, and multimedia are central tools. Okay. Yeah, technology in learning is very important. Okay. They facilitate understanding, pronunciation in visual and auditory manner. Oral communication. Activities like dialogue, role plays, and debates foster fluency and confidence. And number 4 is structure, practice, and repetitions, mimicking exercises and drills to reinforce grammatical structure and vocabulary. And the last one aids in the fixation and automation of the language. Okay, now I will let our classmate.
We do here practical example. Video storytelling. Narrative story batsy and silent video. Role play with real objeto. Simulating everyday situation like shopping or ordering food. Through analysis, listening or understanding and discussing the meaning of English lyrics.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Jason is going. Okay, thank you. Now, Jason, please.
Key benefit. The development of fluency and confidence. Students feel comfortable speaking English. Natural pronunciation. Improves in notation and accent through imitation. Enhanced listen and comprehension. Constant efforts to sometimes audio both listening skills, engaging and meaningful learning. The methodology is dynamic and connect the language to real life situations.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, classmate Jason, for reading that. So the benefits that this methodology we are proposing has, okay? Well, people, as teachers and people who are watching this video, thank you very much for watching this video. See you in our next time, okay? People, say goodbye. Goodbye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay.